Hey everyone, I'm going to shoot a quick intro to this video because for some reason I didn't do it. I just kind of picked up in process. But essentially, I bought this toolbox right here, this old rusty Craftsman, for 10 bucks at the flea market. And inside was some rusty tools and things. But there was also this very interesting, I'd never seen one before, Stanley dual flex ratchet. And I thought, oh, I struck gold because, you know, I just grabbed the toolbox and I didn't really look inside, and I didn't want to really see if there's anything valuable right in front of the guy selling it. So I just like, all right, 10 bucks, here you go. But it turns out it was broken. So not only broken, but broken in a kind of irreparable way. And I'll show you. Here's what it was. See this lever here? This is a donor wrench that I bought, or I thought it was going to be a donor wrench that I bought at a flea market yesterday. And this has the lever that's busted off the other one. So where the video is going to pick up is I've got the donor, I've got the original one. I'm going to take them both apart and let's see if we can get this thing fixed. Let's get busy. So let's see what's going on in here. If I can get these out. Let's go to a smaller size if I have a smaller size. Alright, let's look at the pieces. Alright, so here's the problem. This is the lever that switches left-right, and that is busted off. So we can see what the part is. Now here's the replacement. It's also a Stanley. The head is not exact but similar, but this mechanism seems to be the same. So it's going to be tricky finding a bit that'll work with this. This is a Phillips. Might need to be cleaned out. Let me get something to kind of clean out those threads. Well, that screw wasn't tight at all. And neither was that one. That's weird. Makes me think this guy's been taken apart before. Alright, let's see this piece. Looks pretty similar. Does look similar. So the question is, how does it come apart? Got another screw? Doesn't look it. since this one's broken, let's see. Does it just come out? Yep. Okay, so that just pops out. This is different. Let's see if it's basically the same size. Well, it does look like the same thing. So if we can figure out how to get this out, we may have the part we need. It's too bad. The teeth on this thing are great. I wonder if I could maybe drill into that and make my own little switch for it. Might be easier than trying to figure out how this thing comes apart. Okay, I did some research on these, and this is actually hammered in, so there's not going to be any way of getting this out. So with that in mind, it seems like the right thing to do here is to just oil up this donor wrench and put it back together. So it wasn't moving at all before, and now we've got it. So if nothing else, we've made it a usable tool again. This one had the Phillips screws in it. Not the smoothest ratchet I've ever used. Definitely been worn out. But let's go back to this. So here's what I propose. I propose that I drill this out and then put this thing back together with this in place. And then I'll put something, a screw or some type of grip, something I can grip, maybe a screw with a threaded head on it or something like that. Got to figure out what the best way to grab this thing so I can drill it out is. So let me see if I can come up with an idea to do that. I could probably just use this vise. I just don't want it to move, but I don't want to damage it, so I can't make it very tight. This is a softer metal than I expected. Probably why it broke. Oh, look at that. We got the peen part off. It looks like the whole thing just broke. Let's see where we're at here. That top part right there that got stuck to the drill really didn't do much. So I don't think that our plan is over yet. I think we can continue. To go deeper than that. Ultimately, that's what I want to be able to do. Can't quite do it yet. I've got to get down deeper. So here's where we're at. That's as deep as I can get. This is clearly hardened steel, and I'm having a lot of trouble getting any deeper than that. So here's my new idea here. Is I'll use an Allen wrench and use the Allen wrench. So what I've got to do is I've got to trim this thing down. Take some off there, take some off here. So I'm just going to hit it. I'm going to hit it with a hacksaw. Got it cut down to two slightly different lengths. This will be the lever and this will be the insert. I'm just going to hit it with the grinder and kind of smooth it down a little bit. This unfortunately is not very strong steel, but yeah, trying to focus on it. But anyway, this old hex key will find a new life. I did that mostly just because I wanted to take any sharp edges off of this, you know. Let's see how it fits. It'll fit in there. I've got a little extra clearance for the ratchet. I may need to take it down some more, but as it stands now, it should fit like that. So I'll have a lever like this to just flick, and it's about, it looks like a good size. Okay, we're gonna do a test run. I had put these screws back just so I didn't lose them, because they're probably irreplaceable. Come on. Well, the plate doesn't want to come out. There we go. All right. Let's save that little ball. Oh yeah. So first off, there was that piece that came out that broke off, so we may need to replace that with a washer, and then that will go in there, and that's how that'll flip. All right, and then this will go in there. Is it long enough? So with the lever, let's see, holding it together, the lever actually works fine, and it's pretty good length. I could take a little bit off of it still, and I think I will, because I want it to be very minimal in how much sticks out from here, because it's less likely to get a lot of stress if it's very tight. So I'm going to take just a tiny bit off this end with the grinding wheel. Fits pretty nice. Not totally there yet though. A little bit more I can take off. It's probably hot. A little bit. Good. Okay, so let's clean all the oil off this. I'm just gonna use a lot of acetone on it and get it clean so the JB Weld will stick. And once I get it together, you kind of got one shot at this with the JB Weld. It's got to go right in there, and then this thing's got to go in there, and then the JB Weld can't really stick to anything else. So let's see. I'll be back. All right, so I've got a cup of acetone here. I bought these probably 20-something years ago at a flea market or something. And every now and then I use them. But for this, I think they're going to come in very handy. Look at all the grime that took out of there. Nice. Because we want that JB Weld to stick. I think I got 2 in a pack, right? Here's number 2. And after everything's dry, I can put oil back in this thing. But for now, I want no oil at all. Yep, look at how clean that is now inside. Look at that. All right, so the JB Weld should stick to that. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So let me see if it was part of the locking mechanism. I'm not an expert with these ratchets, which is why I was so adamant about having a donor. I'm going to look at this donor ratchet again. See if there's a little ball inside it. Ah, the ball goes down in there. Okay, I see it. Aha. Okay, so it looks like the ball must go in there. Okay. Can you see that? Hopefully you can. The ball goes in there. And this goes like that. Ah, yes. The ball adds a little bit of spring to this. Okay. All right. Okay, we're ready for that guy. So I'm gonna even it off just a little bit. All right. Now we can do the JB weld. Put that in there. We got to be real careful. So let's make use of our vise here to hold this thing while I do it. I'll be back. Well, disappointingly, we somehow missed my JB weld step. The JB weld is now fully dry. So what I did was I put it on this and I put it in, and then I dipped this lever into it and put it in. But we are ready to let it go and give it a shot. Okay. Works. All right, it works. And it feels pretty secure, actually. Yeah. Well, that's a pretty cool project. Saved this oddball rare Stanley. I mean, it's rare. You can find them on eBay for like $50. It's one of those, if you have a use for it, it's probably great. And there's probably a time when you're going to watch it, like the old spinner ratchets, you know, that you can do that with it. It's pretty handy. So I could have bought one that worked on eBay for $50, but I found this in one of those toolboxes I got, and it was busted, and I thought, well, geez, that's worth saving. And it was. It worked. So I'm just going to do a final tighten on these screws because we appear to be done. It's ready to go in a toolbox for that rare time when I need a socket wrench to do that. We'll see. Maybe someday. Let's add a little oil in here. As I dried it out with the acetone, took all the oil out of it. The oil run in. Alright, all oiled up. Ready to go. Classic. That is an interesting fix. Alright, so that's it for that. That was a fun little project. It didn't take long to do. Took more time to kind of figure it out. But it worked. I now got a usable ratchet out of it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. That really helps. I'll see you soon.